Yo, Mike got the thumbs up, fist up, no harm, no foul. We back in the building. Mike, what's going on, baby?
Reporting live from my deathbed. It's crazy. But you know we here.
Oh, deathbed, huh?
Listen, I went to Vegas for a week, and the whole Las Vegas is infected.
I tried to tell cats. Cats thought I was joking, Mike. They thought I was bull cripping, dog. Real talk.
Bro,
They thought I was out. Like I'm trying to tell you, I went to Vegas. It all looked good. Peachy said there's an echo. Mike is echoing. We got to figure this out. So this is on me. So let me figure it out why Mike can't talk because I got to figure it out. I feel like this is on me. So I'm going to get it figured out, Mike. I promise.
what's your audio out?
Let me go to my system, the sound devices, and I think this may fix it. I hope this fixes it because other than that, I don't know what the hell it is. Is Mike still echoing?
All right, here we go. Let's see. Yep. I still hear it.
Okay, so we gonna get it fixed, dog. We gonna get it fixed, dog. What are we on? This is. I'm using this. Nah, I don't get it.
Me neither.
I'm try. I want to get it. You still echoing?
Oh yeah.
I don't get it.
It's good.
You still echoing?
I don't
I don't
know,
know,
but you said, yeah, it's crazy. You did something. The joint said, put it back.
Hold on.
Yo, you gonna break everybody's speakers.
All right, did I fix it? You still echoing?
Yo, but you sound like you talking. Oh my god.
All right, let me turn my mic down. That's how loud it is in your speakers. I heard that just sounded crunchy.
Yo, you sound like you talking through a kazoo.
Really? I'm a leave, and then you do it, and then let them know if they hear the echo.
All right. Wayne is gone. He's not gone. All right, Wayne's gone. The echo should be gone right now. I don't hear it anymore. I heard it the whole time. We were trying to get it right pre-production, but we couldn't. So I apologize about that. I'm going to take the overlay off. And what we're supposed to be talking about is just, who's to blame for it, for this loss in the Super Bowl. But we gotta. There's a poll up on the Nothing But Niners YouTube page, and there's three options there: Kyle Shanahan, Steve Wilks, and what's the guy's name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Brian Schneider. All right, he's the other guy who I put as the people to blame. All right, I am in bed. I got out of bed one time since I've been back from Vegas, and that was to go to the doctor's about an hour or so ago. I went to my doctor's. Bam! I came right back, and we started the show. All right, so I am home. The microphones are all different. It's supposed to sound different because this isn't the normal setup. My daughters have a little play date thing going on, and so they're in the area that I normally would record in. So I'm leaving them to it. I'm doing the show from my bed. Not feeling well. So it is what it is. If you ask me, I think most of the blame has to go to Kyle Shanahan. However, Steve Wilks is the fall guy. And I need somebody to make that make sense to me. Now, I knew Steve Wilks wasn't going to be here long. I knew when they hired him last year, a guy with no defensive coordinating call or defensive coordinator experience in the NFL. He never called defensive plays in the NFL. I knew he was going to be the fall. I knew he was going to be the fall guy when they hired him and didn't let him bring anybody with him. Even if he came in and did good, which I don't think he did good. I don't think he did bad, but I don't think he did good. You took over a number one defense with a stacked team. There was bound to be some drop off, and it wasn't going to be good enough. Those are my opinions. But I knew he was temporary based off of the way he was hired. Wayne must really be restarting. Like, I don't even see my man. And the reason I included Brian Schneider in it is because of the snafu on special teams. Special teams has left a lot to be desired all year long. All year long. And it just seems like the Niners get in their way time and time again. I feel like this 49ers team doesn't care enough about special teams to really invest into it. They don't go out there and get a return man. They just go get someone who can return. They don't go out there and get like the best available special teams coach on the market. They just get a guy that we can send a text message to and say, hey, come in here. They didn't go out and get the good defensive coordinators. They continued to promote from within. Oh, well, we don't have anybody else to promote from within, so let's hire Steve Wilks. But you can't bring nobody. Just come here and do what we ask you to do. Like it seems like this team cares about position coaches on the defense. Like, you got your defensive line and Chris Kosaric. That shit was weird. It was weird all year, trying to watch that play out. All right, my guy is back. And I'm going to have all the faith in the world that is fixed. Here we go.
I mean, you don't hear the echo while you're talking, right?
Hello? No echo, baby. Let's go. Oh, wait. I heard it a little bit. I heard it just a little bit, but it's okay. When I got loud, I just won't get loud. That's all. So, Wayne. Oh, let's get this off.
Well, I just want to make sure you don't, like, the echo's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a
I
poll
figured
up
it out too.
on the YouTube page, and I'm asking who gets most of the blame for the Super Bowl loss.
Okay.
Kyle Shanahan, Steve Wilks, or Brian Schneider.
Okay. I don't think Brian Schneider gets any of the blame, but okay.
You don't think he gets any?
0.
One of the biggest turning points in the game was on special teams.
It had nothing to do with Brian Schneider. It had to do with Ray McCloud's dumb ass.
Ray didn't do nothing wrong in that situation.
Ray did. He did what he did something fundamentally wrong in that situation. He didn't go back to the fundamental of what you do when it's a muff punt.
Have you maybe we talking about different plays.
We didn't see it on different plays. The ball was kicked, and instead of him dropping on it and falling on it, he tried to pick it up and run. He tried to make a play. Talking about different play?
Nah, when it hit my man's foot.
Yeah, it hit Darrell Luter in the foot, and he tried to pick the ball up, opposed to just falling on the ball.
Okay.
Like, and that's a fundamental thing, though. But like, the reason why I wasn't mad, like, I don't want you to get it twisted, because I'm not mad at it. I just think he made the mistake there. That had nothing to do with Brian Schneider. Whatever Brian Schneider told Jake Moody to do in this game, Jake Moody did it. All them kicks in the end zone, we ain't seen none of them shits all season long. But he saved them all for the Super Bowl. He kicked 45 of them joints right through the upright on every kickoff. Like that was one of Jake Moody's weaknesses, right? But apparently he was told not to do that. So I'm just saying Snyder fixed that. He made that adjustment. He didn't want any returns. So I don't think Snyder was wrong for anything in the Super Bowl. So I think he can be omitted from the blame. I think Snyder is just not a good damn special teams coordinator. I just don't think he's good.
Okay.
He could be dismissed from the team, but you can't make me laugh. I sound like that cartoon character. Remember that dog that be laughing?
The dog. What's his name?
My wife. I don't know.
My wife is old. What's the dog name that he laugh and be like?
Yes, that it was a Hanna-Barbera cartoon too. It was like a USA. Yeah.
He looked like a bean with hair.
Yes.
He was like Muttley. Damn it, it was Muttley. Yes.
Hold up.
I'm not laughing because my laugh is going to turn to mucus and it's going to gross everybody out.
And you hear I'm trying to get it up. Pause.
So, why? Are you shocked that Wilks got fired at all? Like this, we expected this when he was hired, right? We knew this was a one and done thing.
I don't remember. First of all, I was shocked that Wilks got hired. So if I go back to where my shock came in, because I didn't understand that hiring, and then I started doing my research and started to say, oh, okay, probably this is why he was hired, to make the secondary stronger, to make the secondary a force to be reckoned with. And don't get it twisted, but they were giving up explosive plays, but they didn't give up many touchdowns. They didn't give up a lot. And so the secondary got better. They were penalized, but and when you look at the secondary, starting from the linebackers and coverage on back, the secondary was first in interceptions. And so you got to look at that as something special, right? Because they weren't first. They were, second? I think the year before with D'Amico Ryans, and then they finished first in Steve Wilks. So we knew just from his specialty of being a secondary minded defensive coordinator, we knew that's what we expected. I think that's what we expected. We expected the secondary. That's what I expected. I expected the secondary to be better. I know, but I just wanted to make it clear. I didn't expect the defensive front to fall all the way off. I didn't expect the defensive front to not be able to stop the run. And so throughout the season, it was good. There were some good days and there were some bad days. And because we were winning, we didn't complain too much. But when we lost, we started to focus on the reasons why we were losing, and it was like, yo, this team run. Remember we were getting beat by bully ball? Remember we were getting beat by the first running back that I thought had his way against the 49ers front was
it was Minnesota.
Ford. Nah, it was Jerome Ford in Cleveland.
You thought so? You thought Ford had a good game?
Bro, go look at his explosive plays, bro. I know I didn't mean to tell Mike to go look at this because he's gonna go look at the explosive play. But go look at his big runs, bro. And then they were happening inside and out. That was a game we had like 77,444 missed tackles, bro. And we only lost that game due to a missed field goal that day. I don't know what I did to fix everything, but it sounded good.
My man had 5 yards of pop.
That's ridiculous. That's 49er numbers.
Had 4 yards of pop.
And he just got there.
Marquise Goodwin, 20 yards of pop. I'm talking Russian. Elijah Moore, 8 yards of pop. I'm about to throw my whole laptop.
No, you're not. After I fix the sound, you ain't throwing nothing. So you get what I'm saying? That to me,
that's nasty.
That's when I was like, what's going on with the 49ers front? That's when I think you started to notice something wasn't right. You know, they couldn't stop the run. You say Minnesota. I thought they took the run away in Minnesota. I didn't think they ran well, but you could pull it up. pause, but I don't think Minnesota ran well. I think Kirk Cousins just dimed us up. I mean, underneath route. TJ Hawkinson had a field day. It was check down city against the Vikings. But if you go to each one of those losses, Minnesota is when the tide turned for Steve Wilks. That's when the tide shifted. That's when Kyle Shanahan took the trust and said, nah, I'm snatching it back.
Yeah, they only had 74 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Wow. That's terrible. I could hear everything in your background though, just so you know.
You can hear everything?
Yeah, like you typing, you breathing.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't have, okay. Let me see if I can click on the
The
background.
Browns had 160 rushing yards, bro.
See, this browser won't let me do it here, so I'll stop typing. You can hear everything though? You hear the air in the air?
Yeah, hold on. I could do it though. Hold on. I got you. Watch this. Bomb. Nah, I didn't change anything.
No, I didn't think
It's
so.
cool.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, so that, like, I think that's when it kind of like started shifting. Like the powers to be, the trust, that Minnesota game is when it shifted. The Cleveland game is when I started to say, oh shoot, the Niners can't stop the run. But then they fixed it. They started to fix it.
It was so inconsistent. Like the stuff that the Niners were normally good at, they weren't. But the stuff that we were bad at, we were good at all of a sudden. Like you said, it flopped. It switched. Before, where the defensive line was the strength of the defense and set the tone, it became the secondary that was the strength of the defense. And the defensive line just kind of vanished.
Can I ask
We
you
saw,
a question?
yeah. Okay, Muttley. He really do sound like Muttley.
I want to know how many 49er fans, if they could choose, would they rather have Ray back there returning the punts or the rookie that they wanted off the team who didn't lose a fumble this year?
I just want a
He didn't lose a
return
fumble.
guy
He didn't
to be
lose.
our return guy.
I'm just, look, I get
Can
it.
we?
Look,
No, seriously. Like we have
Yes.
11 draft
Yes.
picks. Can we draft one player
No.
who can return the ball?
absolutely not.
Why not? Why
you
not?
You gotta draft a player that has,
No, get him with the last pick.
no, Mike. You don't. They gotta develop. You're not gonna pay somebody just to be a return guy. They gotta be able to. They gotta either be. You know who they shouldn't have let go?
You're not gonna say Ted Ginn because that was 40 years
Oh no,
ago.
Mike. I talk about last year. They had him. He went undrafted. He was from Texas, bro, and they let him go. Deshaun Jameson, is that his name? Like that. That's the guy we should have kept. Like that kid, he didn't do nothing in the NFL, but he had a shot as a 49er, bro.
They like I don't ask for much. I want a special teams coordinator who cares, not just given a job. I would like them to hire a good defensive coordinator, somebody with experience. Like, do you think they're gonna really hire somebody now, or are they gonna promote from within again?
I truly just did a show this morning about this, Mike, and I really think that they promote within.
Doesn't that piss you off?
It does piss me off, but it comes back to Kyle Shanahan saying, yo, I tried outside, I tried inside, and I'm still not winning. And I think he just believes the inside, the guys that's been there are the guys he feels more comfortable with running his defense. Yes.
I love that the teacher in you knew I had a question. Who did he try from outside?
He tried Steve Wilks.
That don't count. That don't count. And Kyle should be reprimanded for that. That don't count.
What you mean it don't count?
In the history of defensive coordinators being hired, never has there just been one guy with no staff. That's not real.
Oh,
That's
you
not
trying to
real.
say he didn't get a chance to bring in his own staff?
He couldn't do anything.
No.
And by the way,
he came in to plug and play and not change anything. The only thing, his only role was to make these pieces work in the secondary.
and he did that.
Right. That's why you said at the beginning, you knew it was one and done.
Yes.
And I didn't think he should have been the guy hired.
I want the Niners to make a concerted effort to go out and find a former head coach that used to be a defensive coordinator that comes from a 4-3 system
Okay. Now
and
you being
that
specific. I like
person
that.
and their staff. Let them put together a staff to be a part of this. I don't want to see them going out there and saying, "Oh, let's get this guy, but you can't do anything else." Like, just come on, just come play. Like Wilks, if you're gonna tell me that Wilks was the guy, at least get me a guy that's been a defensive coordinator before. That was my biggest issue with him.
Huh? What was wrong with Wilks?
He had never been a defensive coordinator. He never called plays defensively.
I thought he
He's
did.
got a never. I'll pull up the Wikipedia page. Never.
I think Wikipedia got it wrong.
Okay.
I thought there was a time he did call the defense. What was he doing for Carolina before he became the head coach?
Nope. He was the assistant defensive coordinator. He never called defensive
okay.
plays. He never called them over there.
I thought he was DC at some point in his career, but look, at the end of the day, who's to blame then?
Kyle.
Oh yeah,
But Kyle not gonna get fired.
he can't get fired. Can't fire himself.
Those are two different statements.
He can't get fired.
That's incorrect.
Who can he get? Oh, he can get fired by the owner, but the owner not going to fire him.
Right. But he can get fired. But your second statement was he can't fire himself. That part is true.
And he can't fire himself.
Right.
And I feel like Kyle got a bunch of like I don't know, like hidden factors, or you guys call them scapegoats, like in his system. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what just hit me, right? I made the statement earlier on the show, on the WayneBreezie show, and I don't think I even really heard what I said. I feel like Kyle Shanahan, the only head coach I know that could go through like 5 quarterbacks and keep a job.
Mm. Now you
Shall
talk.
we? I mean, shall
Go.
we?
If you wanna have this conversation, don't back down. That's all I'm saying.
Mike, when do I ever back down, bro?
All right. I'm just saying.
And look, whether people thinking I'm hating on Kyle or whatever, that's fine. But I'm not saying I want Kyle fired. I'm just saying he the only head coach I know that could go through 5 quarterbacks and get an extension. Never mind keep the job. Get extensions. Kyle Shanahan, if we go back, is the reason why we traded up for Trey Lance. Right? And I'm sure there's a scapegoat in the system. Maybe it's Adam Peters, and that's why he's gone. I don't know. I'm just putting stuff out there. My point is, Kyle had. Let's go through these quarterbacks.
Oh boy. Okay.
Pull them up. Bring them out.
Oh, I know them all. We ain't gotta go. We ain't gotta
Swizzy.
do that.
What you got?
He drafted.
Yeah.
You ready? You want to start with
CJ Beathard. Keep going.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, is that where we starting?
We can start. Well, let's go about.
Or you want to go with Brian Hoyer?
I want to talk about the guys Kyle brought in, hand selected,
Brian Hoyer,
drafted. Brian Hoyer was 1.
Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins was 2.
CJ Beathard.
That was 3. That's the one he drafted.
Same year, traded for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Got Jimmy.
Trey Lance.
Drafted Trey.
There was another dude. Was it Barkley? Did he bring Matt Barkley here?
Yeah, but them don't count.
Sam Darnold don't count?
Sam Darnold does count, but Sam Darnold was brought in to back up the next
Right.
guy. Yeah.
He
Brian Hoyer was brought in to start. CJ Beathard was supposed to replace Brian Hoyer. CJ Beathard, no. Nick Mullins was undrafted. They brought him in. That was supposed to be the backup to Blaine Gabbert. I mean, I got Blaine Gabbert in my head. To CJ Beathard, right? And then that lasted for however how long. They traded for Jimmy Garoppolo. Nick Mullins remained on the roster as second and third string with C.J. Beathard. Yep. Then they traded for Trey Lance. They let go. Oh, you talking about that dude Nate Sudfeld that they brought in?
That's who it was. Fucking Sudfeld. Nate Sudfeld,
But
Josh
he got-
Johnson,
But Nate Sudfeld got beat out.
Josh
Brock
Rosen.
Josh
Twice.
Rosen twice. My point is, Mike, I ain't never name another head coach, not even the great Bill Belichick.
Got this many quarterbacks. Not just
Bill
got
had
that many
4,
quarterbacks,
right? Bill had about 4.
but they rotated.
You're right.
Kyle started these dudes, right?
Yes,
like
sir.
Bill
Yes,
Bill
sir.
was like, all right, Bledsoe, nah. Brady, got him. And the only time Brady wasn't in there was due to injury, so the people upstairs understood.
Yeah.
This has been a rotation going over here.
Oh my God, I forgot about Kurt Benkert. Yes, Kurt Benkert. Why do we remember that name? Look, at the end of the day, Mike,
I don't know who that is.
you do know who Kurt Benkert is. They brought him in, and remember, he
was here with the Niners?
Yeah, he was in the
No,
camp.
he wasn't.
Yeah, Kurt Benkert. I remember that
Google
name.
this shit.
Yeah. So Mike, here's the deal, right? Because the question is Steve Wilks the scapegoat? And I know you feel like, I think you think he is the scapegoat.
This guy went from the 49ers to the San Antonio Brahmas. I don't even know what a Brahma is. I'm sorry. You were saying something. Go ahead.
I just trying to figure out what the Brahma is. That the Brohamas? I mean the never.
Brahmas.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. But Mike, let's talk about I'm not upset that Steve Wilks is fired. Are you upset that Steve Wilks got fired?
Nah. I don't like the way that the Niners did it. But I expected it though.
Okay.
I didn't like them
it's
announcing.
Yeah.
We met with him. We fired him. Like, I don't know.
Mike, you
like,
knew it was happening, Mike, because the moment
I did.
But the moment Kyle said that we expect for all our coaches to be here was the moment you knew his ass was gone. Because I know you. It's the same moment I knew. Because whenever Kyle expects something, that goes way to the left.
Wait, what you mean?
So think about it. Kyle spoke with John Lynch at the presser and said that they asked him about Steve Wilks. You know, we didn't watch the film. We didn't do this. We ain't do that. You know,
You talking post Super Bowl?
Post Super Bowl.
Oh, I haven't seen anything.
Oh,
I haven't seen a single presser.
And then they asked him again 4 questions later, and it's like, we expect all our coaches to be back. But that was the answer. So I knew, Mike, my next show was off of that clip saying Steve Wilks is going to be gone. And then as soon as I hung up the show, we did a breaking news. like you had to know. And but I want people to understand it wasn't because of the Super Bowl. It was collective.
No. Yeah. Wilks was on his way out a long time ago. When he went to the podium and said, I'm not worried about what's going to happen here. I'm built for this. I knew right then and there that they told him, you're done. And this was during the regular season. He went to the podium. This was during or right after the couple of losses. Then he came downstairs and then everyone was like, oh, look, the Niners defense is back. And then he spoke at the podium.
That's crazy.
And they were like, so is this what you're going to be doing, blah, 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 from now on? And he was like, no, I'm not worried about that. Like, I'm not worried about people judging me or anything like I'm built for this. I've been around for a long time. Like, this isn't going to make or break me.
Do you think it was possible that was the agreement? Because why am I the only person that can't remember the contract? Was it a year contract? Was it 2 years? Was it 3 years?
That's funny because I have no idea.
Do assistant head coaches get multiple years?
They're supposed to.
I just don't know if I ever hear about it. Is what I'm saying. I hear about the head coaches getting the year deals. It's just weird. I don't remember Steve Wilks' deal. So what if they had an agreement like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you in here, blah 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 blah, such and such and such, we'll see what happens. Cause like I look at the other head coach jobs, I look at it as a certain way. Like they get the contracts. And then all the other coaches are like year to year. That's how I look at
Right.
it. So they're reevaluated, just like teachers. When you sign your teacher contract, it's a yearly contract. It's not for life. Your license is for a duration, and you got to re-up for your teacher certification, your license. But you might work at one school 1 year, and they might not want you back. But then you just go apply to a different school. Like you get what I'm saying?
Right.
And so like that's how I look at the coaches, the other coaches. What I say?
No, no, you ain't saying nothing. It's Google's funny. I typed in 49ers hire Steve Wilks. I'm trying to find the original contract.
I don't remember them ever announcing it.
Bro, it said, you know how it says, did you mean in like an incorrect spelling? It said, did you mean 49ers fire Steve Wilks? No, I'm
No,
asking.
it did not. Google did not say that, bro.
Bro, I will share the screen with you right now. I promise you.
Google's wrong, man.
And I spelled higher. I know what I wrote, bro.
Google's wrong.
This joint's crazy.
Google is
That
wrong.
is wild. Oh, I gotta move it over to this.
Wow. Yeah. Google. Well, Google.
They got jokes. They got jokes.
Well, you know what, Mike? Like I'm glad. Let me speak some positivity about Steve Wilks because I'm glad that he was here. I think he instilled a sort of type of wisdom to some of these young players. I think he instilled a certain type of confidence into these young players. I know, guys like Diamador Lenore, I understand that they had like this kind of like little fight in them, but I think Wilkes sharpened that up and made him confident.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a big help. The only person I felt like that didn't get that opportunity, and a lot of people say that he wasn't the same or whatever until before the injury, pre-injury was Talanoa Hufanga, but we don't know what Wilkes was trying to shape him into being as far as a coverage guy. And we all knew
Right.
he struggled in coverage, right? The issue was he's great in the run game. He's great at sniffing out or reacting or I guess guessing what plays are gonna be, but can he cover? And I think he's the only person that we don't know if they're gonna be better in 2024, bro. Like he's coming off the ACL injury. He didn't get the the reps or the actual game snaps or whatever due to the injury. And now you have to go off of his 2 seasons ago all pro. But we don't know. Like if he's playing free back there and he just got to jump routes, yes, he got it. But when he's got to cover man to man, which is what some teams are going to force you to get into, is that going to be an issue? And so we don't know that. But we do know what we got out of Ambry Thomas, contract year. Tiamador Lenore, contract year. Mooney Ward, contract year. You see where I'm going with this?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Listen, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Wayne, this has been an interesting episode. We're not going to drag it out. We'll keep it more and more. I think we back though, right? The hiatus is over. The break is over.
Yeah, I mean, you was on a little family vacay, and I got sick.
So you were in Vegas also,
I was in Vegas. I was home when you left.
but you went to Vegas.
I was in Vegas Super Bowl weekend.
I was in Vegas the day after the Super Bowl.
Exactly. So I was
You
back
got sick.
here. Right. So that Wednesday, while you were there, I don't know what happened, but Vegas hit me.
Look at this. I went to Vegas and my doctor gave me all kind of prescriptions, bro.
Yeah.
I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you what he gave me prescriptions of.
So something going on in Vegas. Whatever happened in Vegas is supposed to stay in Vegas, but that's just got back on the airplane.
That joint came right back with me, bro. I never seen it like this before in my life. Look at all these other than the Wegovy. Uh-oh. Focus. Hold on.
There it is. Dang, dog. He put you on a cocktail.
And then at the bottom, he put me on lean.
Yeah, you got that DM, dog. Hey,
He put me on lean.
you gonna be knocked out.
How am I supposed to go to work?
Leaned up.
He gave me a whole cocktail. I want to know if anybody who went to Vegas did not get sick. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I've been looking for that. I've been looking to see if any. Oh no, Gregorius Greg said he didn't get sick.
He didn't get sick?
That's what he said. He was in a different area.
Whew. God bless him, man. Yo, I'm not kidding. I can't stop sweating. I got a fan blowing right on me and I still be sweating. It's crazy.
That junk crazy. But I tell you what, Mike. I think that let's talk about this before we jump off here, right? How serious is this gonna be? Like the Niners are in dire need of a defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator, yeah.
Unless they're going within. If they're going internally, then they're good. Because
I don't know if they're good if they go internally.
See, I think they are because they stick with the 4-3. They stick with that wide 9, split. They stick with whatever has been working, and then they continue to draft, and then they'll go ahead and promote within, whether it's Nick Sorensen, Daniel Bullock, one of those type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean.
If what we saw this year,
okay,
was not good enough for a man to maintain his job, why are we going to say that we're going to stick with what's working?
Because that man that tried to maintain the job obviously couldn't mirror the front pass rush with the upgrade production from the secondary. So if you go with, let's say they go with Daniel Bullock, the secondary coach, he knows his secondary is locked. Now he just got to go back to letting that pass rush just rush. And I think that was the issue. How many times you, myself, Tony, how many times we get into an argument about the pass rush are thinking too much? There were no stunts. He wanted to blitz. Kyle don't really like to blitz. It's just
right.
it's little stupid. It's not stupid. It's little intricate things like that to where if the guy's already internal, they know how the system was. Let's just say Chris Kosuric gets the job. You don't think he'll do a good job, even though he doesn't want to be a defensive coordinator? But we watched, and the reason why I'm saying that is we watched Robert Saleh do it, even though they brought him in. But they watched D'Amico Ryans do it, right? D'Amico Ryans was within. He was a linebacking coach, and then he became the defensive coordinator. It was good his rookie year. He was being offered head coaching jobs his first year defensive coordinator, and then he decided to come back one more year. Then he got the ultimate job in Houston, got 2 first-round draft picks. Both of them dudes, congratulations to the Houston Texans and what they became and what they're becoming. But that's what I'm getting from it, Mike, before we jump off here, because I'm going to get back in the bed after this.
I almost died. Sorry. I like what you're saying. So here's my thought. You either promote from within or find someone
Yes.
under Dan Quinn that you can promote to DC.
That would be Nick Sorensen. I see where you're going with this.
Because
he was the Seattle Seahawks secondary coach. Now he's like the 49ers passing game coordinator or something. But my point is that it would be that dude. Well, he was under Pete Carroll. I'm sorry.
Right, under Pete Carroll, but the defense that Kyle liked was the Dan Quinn.
No, he liked
Seattle.
That Pete Carroll, which didn't Dan Quinn run the Seattle defense?
Right.
Okay, and Nick Sorensen was one of the people under that. He was the secondary coach for
But they need to put some emphasis on the defensive line now.
I don't know if they need to put the emphasis on the line. I think they need to go back to letting the line be the line. That's why I keep saying like we brought in
We gonna
like
talk. We gonna talk.
damn
That's
it,
it.
Mike, you can't cut me off. They brought in Chase Young, and then they got mad that Chase Young's production wasn't what they expected it to be. Mother Nick Bosa's production wasn't what we expected it to be. So how the Chase Young was gonna be productive if Nick Bosa could product? Like I didn't understand. Like that didn't even make sense.
Right.
So clearly it was a philosophy that was keeping them dudes. I'm gonna tell you why Steve Wilks is fired. You ready? Nick
You think so?
Nick Bosa.
I mean,
Fired
he
that
did.
mother. Kyle Shanahan fired him so fast because of Nick Bosa. And I'm not mad at Nick Bosa. I'm just telling you, that's why Steve Wilks is gone.
He said it. He went to the podium and was like, well, we used to play like this, but now
He said it
that's
after
that's
the Super Bowl too, Mike.
I haven't watched anything.
Mike, bro.
Wait, what did he say after the Super Bowl? That's crazy.
This has been the greatest freak. Oh shoot, Mike, you can't do this to me because we both sick. Mike, George Kittle had the worst game of his career in the Super Bowl, bro. You know who? You know why, right?
No.
Who did George Kittle throw under the bus this season?
He didn't throw nobody under the bus.
In the chat, who did George Kittle throw under the bus this season, y'all? Somebody tell me who George Kittle threw under the bus this season.
He's been nothing but a team player all year.
I want to see if... Blockus is in the building.
What did he say about Kyle?
He said, we are a team that should be running the ball. What happened to outside zone runs? It's tough to beat a team when you're one-dimensional. And that ain't throwing the coach under the bus.
That's exactly why we lost the Super Bowl. So George is right.
I'm not saying he wrong. I'm telling you why he ain't getting no burn.
Man, if Kyle going to hold grudges like that.
Coaches don't be petty.
You going to wait till the Super Bowl to be petty?
Coaches don't be petty.
You should have benched him the game before.
You
should have done something.
Kyle put the game on, bro?
He put it on Brock Purdy's hands.
So coaches ain't petty?
Yeah, but Kittle's Brock Purdy's guy. Like, he made Kittle good again.
It don't matter. I knew it was gonna come back to haunt us, yo. Mike, hear me out. I got one more inference. I got one more reference.
All I'm gonna say is this: if Kyle was mad about that, he did nothing but prove Kittle's point even more. We should not have had 2 3-and-out series in the Super Bowl in the second half where we didn't run the ball at all.
You are 1,000% correct. But when you're dealing with Kyle Shanahan, who is the king of arrogance, Kyle's going to try to prove you wrong. Even with Kyle still wrong. Even in being wrong, he took that game. You mean to tell me you couldn't get this couldn't be a game that could have just been Kittle and Kelsey all damn day?
Bro,
that's what you telling me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So Kyle made sure that it wasn't. Kyle crippled us, bro. We going back to the blame game? Kyle crippled this team.
82% per the poll say Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle crippled this team, dog. Because I don't understand how you don't get George Kittle involved. I don't give a fuck about a run. If you're going to run the ball, run the ball. My point is how you don't get the ball in the George Kittle hands. One person, there are 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people on that team, on that offense, that with the ball in their hand become the most dangerous player on the football field. No one's trying to get in their way. Cat's not even trying to tackle them, bro. It's 5 people, bro. Even 6. Brock Purdy didn't even run like he did before. You can't tell me that Kyle Shanahan you can't tell me that. Yep.
Man.
And then there's one more reference. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes you gotta watch what you say and how you say it at the same time. Sometimes I told you. I told you. I felt like I told you more than I told anybody else. I asked you a question. I don't know if it was you, but I know I asked you. I know that didn't make no damn sense. I asked you, George Kittle complaining about the refs. Was that going to be a problem that was going to come back to bite him in the anus gluteus maximus? And I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker didn't get one call, bro. And I knew, like, yo, first of all, they started calling, like, Trent Williams getting 2 calls in one on the first series. That ain't never happened in the history of football of Trent Williams' career. And we know he good for 1 or 2. We know that. But that shit be like through the season. That just happened in the Super Bowl. His first Super Bowl. On top of that, how many times, Mike, did you count Nick Bosa getting held, bro? About 13?
Right.
About as many amount of sacks he had all season, right?
It was pretty bad.
Mike, I'm telling you, the refs was petty, bro. Yo,
I'm not opposed to the refs being petty, but we can't be petty with ourselves. Is what my issue is.
I'm not saying. All I'm saying is it's cool, and I think it was cool when Nick Bosa said it. But I think what messed that up is when Jay York co-signed it.
Well, because now it's like, oh, y'all gonna try to bully us into throwing flags.
Mike, I must have didn't talk to you because there's no way you would have been this understanding. Yeah, my bad. I apologize.
That's wild. But I get what you're saying, but I don't need your coach and your star pass rusher and your tight end and your owner all telling me over and over every chance
how
y'all
to do
get.
my job. Like,
right.
Basically. That's how I was saying that the ref was probably taking it. And nobody was understanding where I was coming from. Like that's what I'm like, yo, I could complain about it, but it's not gonna change anything. I can make people aware about it. That ain't gonna change anything either. How about I just go out there and continue being me? Like, be a better version of me. Make them call the hold. Sell it. Go to Nick Bosa. You don't need any money from us because you about to get paid this season. You didn't get paid a lot last season, but your contract, this stuff gonna kick in. What I'm gonna ask you to do is say F the family. Don't spend time. Take your ass to LA and go to acting school or New York, wherever you prefer. You be in both. Go to acting school and learn how to get the whole calls, dog. Like that's what you got. That's the only thing
he's got to learn to sell them.
That's it. That's the only thing he got to learn, bro.
You're not going to get there. There was one play where they turned him around and then put their arms under his arms.
Bro.
Like, all he got to do is just go limp. Just go limp. Go limp. You're not going to get there in time. Get the flag.
I know. He got to know how to go limp. He a dude. Like, just limp it. Like, you know what I mean? Super chats?
Here.
What is wrong with us, man? Trading Ayuk would be a huge mistake. Shout out to Fernando. Woo. Him and CMC are the top 1 and 2 wide receivers for Brock Purdy on the team. That's interesting.
Trading Ayuk would not be a mistake. It would not be a mistake.
I think it would be a mistake, but not a huge mistake. He put that little adjective in there, like so. But why wouldn't it be a mistake?
If this guy isn't going to get targeted, if Shanahan's going to draw up plays where it doesn't matter what Ayuk does on his outside route, he's not the target. There's no need for him to be here. Not trying to be funny. There is an entire thread on Twitter with nothing but Ayuk running routes in the Super Bowl.
He was open,
smoking his guys.
Yo,
absolutely smoking whoever's covering him. Double coverage, triple coverage sometimes, running through zones. All that, it don't matter. Ayuk was smoking dudes. No, the thread did not include targets. There were no targets.
Well,
he just out there running routes for the sake of.
Some of those plays, Brock ain't have time. Some of those plays Brock didn't even see. Cause like, all right, so Debo led the Super Bowl in targets, right? And he had what, 3 receptions, I think, 3 for 11 or something like that. It was bad, right? But half of them shits was contested. He dropped 2 passes, and why was he the contested catcher? Since when did Debo become the contested wide receiver?
Bro, Jawan Jennings had more catches than Brandon Ayuk in the Super Bowl.
No, he didn't.
Jawan Jennings had more catches than Brandon Ayuk in the Super Bowl.
How many? Ayuk had 3. Debo had 3. How many did Jennings have? Don't say 4.
With a touchdown. By the way, he was my Super Bowl MVP for a long time, for a long portion of that game. He was my Super Bowl MVP.
It was still Christian McCaffrey for me, and they just stopped using him. I don't I understand where Mike is coming from. I think it would be a huge mistake for the Niners. I think it would be a great relief for Brandon Ayuk. When you got a wide receiver that's like alpha, top dog, you got to get him the ball. Especially, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Throw him the ball. Find a way to make him that hot route. There was one play Brandon Ayuk was wide open because the cornerback blitz. I think it was on that last play. When McDuffie blitzed, and then Ayuk standing by himself because the safety left him. And all Brock
before we settle for the field goal.
Yeah, and all Brock had to do was just throw it like he would throw it to Debo.
Yeah, but Chris Jones came through the line unblocked. Is that the play you talking about?
Yes, but my point, no. Go back to the McDuffie blitz, the cornerback. Now, yes, where he lined up, he was supposed to sell it, and he didn't sell it. They knew he was blitzing, dog. The motherfucker forgot to sell it because he just didn't stop running.
Oh.
Go back and watch that.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
No safety was over there on covering Brandon Ayuk. He would have been wide open. He was lined up on the outside. All Brock had to do was just look to his left. He's right-handed. Boom. It's right there. Like, it ain't even like he got to turn his back. Oh, shoot, guy in my face. Whoop, just float it. Give your guy an opportunity. Don't throw the ball into the dirt.
Yeah, no, I was talking about my battery.
No, that's cool.
I was talking about the play where Ayuk got wide open in the end zone, but Chris Jones came unblocked because Burford,
he was wide
Burford
open.
missed this guy. Yeah.
100%. Delvin Thomas says, sorry I'm late to the program, guys. I'm just tuning in, but I want to say I miss you, Mike. We all miss you. Yeah, I missed him too.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
He says Kyle blew it and handcuffed our offense, bro. I think that's the way we all see it. I think that's why our frustration with Kyle Shanahan is what it is. I don't think it's ever going to change until Kyle Shanahan wins a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan could go undefeated next year, Mike, and win every single game, win all the games in the playoffs. I'll be undefeated, and if he don't win that Super Bowl, bro, like, it will be back to the same. They would really be asking for Kyle Shanahan to go, even though he would have gotten the team back to back-to-back Super Bowls, be his 3rd Super Bowl in his 8 years being there. They don't give a fuck about that. Like, none of that matters. And how can we disagree with them? Like, how can we disagree with that? Like, you can't get to the Super Bowl twice with this team, 2 different styles of teams. I still feel like the 49ers were the better team in both games. I think the best player on both teams is Patrick Mahomes. But at the end of the day, how are you leading? How are you beating him? The key is, the Kyle Shanahan's game plan was to not give Patrick Mahomes the ball. And then the special teams might mess that up. Right.
I don't believe that because he would have ran the ball more.
Oh. So. Well, but that's what it was until special. Never mind. You're right.
It's cool.
Right. We good, man.
Listen,
great show.
No team is safe when the Niners are on the prowl. Mike, that's Wayne. And this is No Harm, No Foul. Peace.